There's so much information out there and I don't know what's right and what's wrong, what I should follow and what I shouldn't.
You'll get advice, information, whatever you'd like to call it. You'll get it from, the lady in the grocery store, you get it from the bloke in the petrol station. I got it the other day from Pilates.
For me personally, I was diagnosed really late because the information around eczema at the time was predominantly focused on people who have white skin, which meant it was really tricky to identify in my brown skin that it was actually eczema that was present and not some other skin condition.
I did circle yes on this one, but I'm going to backtrack for a minute and say, under the guidance of my medical specialist, no, information's not confusing. There are incredible medical professionals out there that can tell you how to adequately care for your skin and give you an eczema care plan or a treatment plan, so you know what you're looking for in the onset of a flare-up, and you know what your skin should look like. You know how frequently and how often you should be applying your moisturisers. It doesn't have to be confusing. Unfortunately, I have gone with yes because perhaps as a panicked mother or carer or parent, you're quick to try and jump online and find out as much as you can if you have a child that's experiencing eczema. And you jump down that rabbit hole on the internet and there is so much information out there and it can be so very contradictory.
My rabbit hole was Google. As a 12-year-old, I was very intrigued into the causes and the factors of eczema, so I would sit there for so long on my holidays.
Although I am actively trying to avoid this rabbit hole, I do know that it is incredibly deep with so much misinformation on the internet.
I went in deep. I like to know and understand things. So that search and quest for knowledge sent me to all sorts of different support groups and pages on social media. When you're up late at night because your little one's scratching and uncomfortable, you turn to places where you find other mothers are congregating, and these days it's on social media.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Rate random advice. The most random one I've heard is if you eat salmon, it will cure your eczema.
This would be a 10. The things I've heard over the years.
I rated it a 7 because everybody thinks they know what it is and that they can fix it. I went to a laughing doctor because he said the root cause was inside my stomach and I needed to laugh more. So, yeah, if I had $1 for every root cause that they were looking for, I'd be a rich man.
This does not apply to me because I've managed to avoid all of these situations. However, I do know that my mum has copped it a lot.
Everyone you meet gives you a different solution and they think they're an expert on eczema when they're really not. And I also never asked for their advice and they just out of nowhere give me these random solutions that probably I've already tried, so it's not helpful.
I get torn on this one because I'm going to say true.
Yeah.
And they are trusted, but they need to know what they're talking about.
Finding the right doctor is the key. You need one that you can trust, one that shows empathy, one that can, even sympathy. If you don't have that rapport with your health professional, you're on the back foot.
If you had asked me this 5 years ago, it would have been false. I didn't trust a lot of professionals, but I found the right people, found the right treatments. And at the end of the day, you don't take your car to get fixed to a fishmonger, do you? You take it to a mechanic. So we need to rely on our health professionals and the research that they do.
I've learnt this the hard way, that health professionals are trusted resources for the management of Ori's eczema. And they are so because of the scientifically backed research into their treatment plans.
I would say yes, true. Health professionals are trusted resources. However, I think recently what we've been seeing is that within marginalised communities in our society, like people of colour, younger people, women, by accident a doctor can maybe invalidate someone's pain or the extent of a patient's condition, which has happened to me unfortunately. They've kind of downplayed it and maybe said, no, you don't need this treatment, even though for me I knew the extent to which it impacted my life, but perhaps I was not believed. So I think it's really important to be just careful when you're interacting with health professionals, understanding that these people are the experts in their field and they have all the knowledge, but also knowing that our lived experiences are also just as important, and we should be believed and we should be heard